Now it's time the topic of
If we will discuss about these things, then it's not a revision part of your university business. So go for that. Do it. Ask about cable, connector, signal, modulation technique, routing. Huh? Fine. From tomorrow there is an exam. Now, you have studied about IP, and IP is a part of TCP/IP model. Actually, we are discussing about TCP/IP model. In TCP/IP model, there are 4. But before TCP/IP model, there was one more model, or at the same in past time, actually, there were 3 types of model. TCP/IP model, one is IPX, and the next is Aryabhata. No, it's a different. Actually, now TCP/IP model is used in all IT infrastructure. But previously, few companies have used IPX. Actually, that company was Macintosh. Yes. And Apple Talk, especially Apple company, Mac operating. Fine. Sorry, Macintosh. I used a wrong word. Macintosh. Macintosh was used. Macintosh has developed Apple Talk, and Novel Netwear has developed IPX. This is not IP. IPX, Inter-Network Packet Exchange. Fine. Just for little information, because sometimes any person can ask you what is IPX. IPX was developed and used by Netwear company. Still, that company is existing. That company is developing very good devices related to network. Netwear. Netwear is totally different. But the concept of IPX was finally adopted by the Windows. And right now, its clear form is TCP/IP model. Fine. Apple Talk, developed by Macintosh for Apple operating system. If you use Apple Talk, Apple machines, in that case, you will see that yes, there is option. But finally, we all are very comfortable with TCP/IP model. Because of its popularity, it has many development also. Due to all those developments, security of data, smooth transmission of data, finally, everybody is using TCP/IP. Fine. Now, our next layer is transport layer. You all have little information about transport layer. What is the function of transport layer in your opinion? Like physical layer has few features. No. Just don't give me the meaning of transport. I know transport. What are the functions of transport layer?
So transport layer is responsible for packet is divided into segments.
The form of data is segment at transport. Means there is a work of segmentation. Fine. Okay, good point. Transport layer is responsible for reliable or unreliable transmission of data, both kinds of transmission, reliable and unreliable. What is the meaning of reliable?
Reliable means suppose the sender receives the data and the receiver send the acknowledgement.
Okay, fine. Means a transmission in which acknowledgement is required. After receiving the acknowledgement by the sender, there is a surety of 100% successful transmission of this. Fine. But in case of unreliable, there is no need to send acknowledgement. The form of data is segment, and this layer is especially responsible for reliable and unreliable transmission of data.
So there is a question.
There, yes.
Why a packet system in which segment? And what is necessary in the
Why frame is converted into packet?
so because there is provision that it needs to attach the IP address to the packet.
Fine.
And because it is recognized by another nodes, that's why we have attached the IP to the drum. That's how it's a
Packet.
segment.
And segment.
The segment is also data.
A segment is also data. Data. All are data. But as per the OSI reference model, at every layer, few extra informations are attached with data. If you have just written a letter and trying to send it, that letter will be sent to the destination? No. Because with letter, you have to write source address, destination address, PIN code, seal, stamp, envelope, etc., etc. All these are extra informations. But these informations are too much important for successful delivery of your letter. The same case is also applicable with your data. At data link layer, okay, fine, MAC address is attached with data. At network layer, IP address is attached with data. And at transport layer, form of data is segment because at this layer, port address is attached with data. Fine. Now, what is the importance of port address? Suppose just take two nodes on. Two nodes are communicating to each other. Fine. But one node can transfer data to next node, and that data can belong to different process. Okay, fine. This is my web-based data. This is my movie data. This is my voice message. This is my just remote access. Because our machine is a multitasking machine. It can do multiple tasks. We can transfer data from one machine to another machine through multiple tasks or through multiple processes. Then how destination node means next node will recognize this data. Okay, fine. It is coming from MAC address A to MAC address B. It is coming from IP1 to IP2. It's good. But these two addresses are only responsible for transferring of data from one node to another node. But at the another node, how a multiple data will be separated? For that separation, suppose, just take simple example. I am sending a picture of apple, banana, and guava. 3 pictures. I'm sending 3 pictures. Apple, banana, and guava. Picture size is large. It cannot be sent into a single packet or single frame. So that picture will be divided into multiple frames and multiple packets. Fine. All these data are going to next machine. Now, finally, next machine has multiple packets. For example, just take simple example. Banana data has been divided into 4 parts. Same with guava and same with apple also. Means there are 12 packets. No, it is the responsibility of destination node that node will collect 4 particular packets that are related to apple, 4 particular packets that are related to banana, 4 particular packets that are related to guava. But how that destination node will recognize these?
With the packets number, by the packet.
No, there is no any packet number. With the help of process identification. How process will be identified? Process will be identified by a number, and that number is port. Fine.
All 3 data are sent by another different types of food.
Definitely. That's why we have 65,536 port. Fine. So port addressing is an important feature of transport. Port number provides a unique identity to each process. Fine. Now, some more points. There is a concept of connection control, flow control, and error control. These 3 are very important. Connection control, flow control, and error control. We have seen it at the data link there also, error control. But at this layer, again, error control, flow control, and connection control. How we will follow, how this layer performs this task. Connection control means link control, just in a simple way. Flow control means, okay, fine. If sender has sent 10 packets, then receiver should receive 10 packets. If sender is sending 10 packets and receiver is not able to accept all those 10 packets, it means there will be a data overflow. It means there must be a synchronization between sender and receiver. In case everything has been done correctly, but in spite of all those things, there are some errors. Then errors should be controlled. Means transport layer is overall responsible for process to process delivery of data by using port number. It is responsible for segmentation of data, responsible for error control, flow control, and connection. These are few important
the physical layer is also responsible for synchronization.
And definitely it should be done because now at physical layer you are talking about only transmission of data through the link. But at transport layer, you are talking about transmission of data through individual process. Through individual process.
So if we change there on the physical layer, then the both nodes and the decimal node is in the synchronized manner, then what is the need to recheck on
Error can be occur at any moment.
this error can be
So that's why there is a need to check error again. Okay, fine, I have transferred my data. Suppose, just take an example. I have given you data in my pen drive. You have taken it. Now you are inserting that pen drive in your own laptop. Now, you have transferred that data in your laptop also. But when you are just going to open it, oh, fine, I'm not able to open. What happened? It may cause of my pen drive fault or your machine fault, or maybe a fault of your application also. Operating system. If there are many things for the successful transmission of data, the error can be occur at any moment, at any process. Fine. Now, first thing, what is congestion?
condition.
Rush of data. No, rush means heavy transmission. But I'm talking about congestion. What simple meaning of congestion? Congestion is jam.
Yes.
Okay. People are rushing to their office. वो भाग रहे, वो कॉन्सेप्ट हुआ रश. बट इतने लोग जब ऑफिस भाग रहे हैं तो फाइनली ओवरलोड ऑफ ट्रैफिक एंड आउटपुट इज कंजेशन. Simple. So when we use
So when the data is transferring machine, sender machine will vary in speed and the receiver machine is slow. And
cause can be me. Cause can be your link also. Cause can be your sender and receiver machine also. Cause can be middle router also. Firewall also. Just now congestion. Congestion means jam of data. Now, jam. What is jam? Look, when one data is transferred from one node to another, like I'm just transferring my simple file to any other network. In that case, my file will, first of all, my file will be transferred to the local switch. Switch also works on store and forward method. My switch will, in this case, switch will hold my data. First of all, it will search into the MAC table. Where is the destination node? Is that destination node is in the same network or not? Okay, fine. But what is our scenario? I have to send my data to next another network. Fine, there is no match. Then what will happen? Then there is a broadcast type condition. That broadcast message will go to the router. Again, router will hold that data to read the data, that what is the source address and what is the destination address. because now router will work on IP address. Fine. It's okay. The router got destination address. Now router will try to find it into the routing table. Now router is just searching that into the routing table. For during this period, data will be stored at that. Now router has got information about the destination network and the route. Then data will be transferred through that route. Again, on that route, there are many routers, suppose, and finally there is a destination router. So during this transmission, there are many processes in which data is stored for few microseconds, and then it is forwarded to next node. Suppose there is a device which is taking too much time to find out the best path. Then what will be the condition? Condition will be congestion. Again, Russ. Congestion. If there is a congestion, in that case, sender node will have to wait for next time. Wait for some time. Sorry. If there is no control, it means there will be data overflow. Fine. Now see. Congestion can be controlled by retransmission policy. एक पॉलिसी ये लगाएंगे कि डेटा को retransmit करें. If the sender feels that the sent packet is lost or corrupted, the packet needs to be retransmitted. हो सकता है ना? अब acknowledgement policy ये भी एक आती है. Second point है, समझिएगा. अभी reliable data transmission के केस में क्या होगा? In this case, we have need of acknowledgement for assurance of successful transmission. Third, discarding policy. And discarding policy, okay, fine. I have sent a packet, one packet to destination, but destination node has not given me any acknowledgement. Destination node has already received that data. As per rule, I will send that data again to the destination node. In this case, what will destination node do? Destination node will discard this. So there is a discard policy. Now, if we try to transmit data, then there are many mechanisms, techniques by which we are trying to control the transmission of data. In which manner control? Means for successful transmission of data. कि किसी भी तरीके से हमारा डेटा सक्सेसफुली ट्रांसमिट हो, चाहे मुझे डेटा रिट्रांसमिट करना पड़े, एक्नॉलेजमेंट का हेल्प लेना पड़े, एक और आता है विंडोइंग पॉलिसी यूज करना पड़े. विंडोइंग मैंने गो बैक एनएआरसी में पढ़ाया आपको. पॉलिसी यूज करना पड़े. लेकिन कंजेशन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए ये सारे टेक्निक हैं. और these techniques are known as open loop technique, prevention from congestion. Fine. Prevent करना है congestion. एक congestion हो नहीं. अब नेक्स्ट कुछ टर्म्स और आते हैं जो रिलेटेड है रिमूवल ऑफ कंजेशन. हाउ वी कैन रिमूव कंजेशन? बिकॉज we are discussing these things because there is a concept of congestion control. Congestion control is done at transport layer. So how can we control?
I have a question. So, congestion or the jam will occur if the package or data is coming from a different route. Because if a data coming from a one, then there may be not congestion occur.
But there may be congestion occur.
Maybe. Maybe.
Both?
Yeah, maybe.
In
Not
both?
it is sure that it will be.
Are you sure there will be no congestion?
Maybe.
Maybe. So maybe congestion can occur. If congestion will occur, then what will you do?
So, most of the time congestion will occur through the different route.
No.
Coming
This is not compulsory. I am just giving you an example. I am transferring my data from one network to another network through a route. And for transmission of data, always there is a single best route. Because in routing, you all know it well that router uses a single path to transfer data. In case that path is down, in that case only next path will be used. Because what is routing table? Routing table is the collection of best paths. Fine. So data will only transferred will be only transferred from a through a single route. सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही रूट से भेजा जाए, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर कंजेशन होता है, कोई भी बंदा हम में से ये कभी नहीं चाहता है कि मैं जो रूट डिफाइन करूं, मेरा जो पाथ हो उसमें कंजेशन हो. वो तो हमेशा यही सोच के चलता है कि कंजेशन इसमें कम नहीं होना चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए. लेकिन कंजेशन अगर हुआ तो क्या, और ये होगा.
where the data is stored, then if there is they found there is something some error and they discard data
And definitely it's a process.
and the condition destroy.
That's why I was discussing about first retransmission policy, second windowing policy, third acknowledgement policy, fourth discarding policy. But all these are prevention from congestion. कि ये सब अगर प्रोसेस हम रखेंगे तो कंजेशन से बच सकते हैं. ठीक है. अब कुछ टर्म्स है जिससे कंजेशन हो ही. ठीक है. कोर्सेस, that is a try. Because यहाँ डेटा ट्रांसमिशन के केस में 100% श्योरिटी नहीं दी जा सकती है, चाहे कोई भी टेक्निक यूज करे. क्योंकि यहाँ डेटा ट्रांसमिशन में कोई एक पर्टिकुलर डिवाइस रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं होती है. एक एक कंपोनेंट, आपकी एक एक पॉलिसी, एक एक चीज सारी अवेलेबल होती है, मतलब सारे रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं, और ये सब ठीक ठाक चल रहे हैं तो भी नेचुरल फेनोमेनन को कौन रोकते हैं? नेचुरल हो सकता है या फिर मैन मेड भी हो सकता है. एक्स्ट्रा इलेक्ट्रिकल फील्ड का क्या करो, तो एरर तो कहीं से भी आ सकता है. बट ट्राई क्या होता है कि वी शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू डेवलप दैट काइंड ऑफ नेटवर्क विच कैन बी कंजेशन फ्री, which can be congestion. Fine. Now fine. Just see. Removal of congestion. What should we do for removal of congestion? Look, back pressure, one point. Choke packet, second point. Implicit signaling, third point. and explicit signaling fourth. इनिशियल स्टेज में आपको OSI रेफरेंस मॉडल में सिर्फ ये पढ़ाया जाता है कि ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर पे कंजेशन कंट्रोल, बट नाउ यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ, आखिर कैसे। Ready? This is your first class today. I think there is no need of break. Yeah? Okay, fine. Now understand. Back pressure. What is back pressure? ये एक अलग technique. The technique of back pressure to a congestion control mechanism in which a congested node stores receiving data for the immediate upstream node or upstream node or nodes. Back pressure कैसे create होगा? जो receiving node वो डेटा को स्टोर करना स्टार्ट करेगा। जब डेटा स्टोरेज स्टार्ट हो गई तो जब डेटा कहीं भी स्टोर होती है तो वो पार्ट क्या कहलाता है? बफर। बफर टर्म buffering of data is fine, but there is over buffer. In that case, what sender will get a what sender will do? Sender will get a message first. Discarding of data, there is no acknowledgement. Fine. In that condition, what will happen? Sender will stop transferring data. वो ट्रांसफर नहीं करेगा क्योंकि सोर्स ने क्या किया, अपने पास स्टोर कर दिया, कोई एक्नॉलेजमेंट नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है। तो जो सेंडर है जो भेजे चला जा रहा है डेटा को, वो तो फिर वेट करेगा, यानी कि इंटेंशनली बैक प्रेशर क्रिएट किया। सेकंड, चोक पैकेट। अब एक चोक पैकेट एक सिंगल पैकेट जो रिसीवर सेंड करता है सेंडर कि देयर इज अ जैम। जैसे ही चोक पैकेट मिलता है, डेटा उधर से भेजना जो सेंडर है, सेंडर स्टॉप कर चोक पैकेट रिसीव। किसने भेजा? रिसीवर है। Now, implicit signal. In implicit signaling, there is no communication between the congested node and the sender node. यहाँ पे आप एक सिग्नलिंग टर्म, यही फ्रेम रिले टेक्निक में भी यूज होता है। सिग्नलिंग जबरदस्त टेक्निक है। इमीडिएट एक सिग्नल जाता है सेंडर को, और जैसे ही सिग्नल जाता है स्टॉप ट्रांसमिशन। अब एक एक्सप्लिसिट होता है। These two techniques are used by the frame relay technique. फ्रेम रिले जो कि बैंड कनेक्शन के लिए बहुत ही पॉपुलर है, उसी पे आपको लीज लाइन वगैरह मिलती है। In explicit signaling, the node that experiences congestion can explicitly send a signal to the source or destination. यहाँ पे एक्सप्लिसिट में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक्सप्लिसिट में कॉन्सेप्ट है कि एक नोड बीच में है, इधर सेंडर है, यहाँ रिसीवर है। अब जब ये बीच के नोड को, जो इंटरमीडिएट नोड है, उसे जब ये इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है कि जो रिसीवर है उसके यहाँ जैम है, तो फिर वो ही यानी कि बीच का ही नोड सेंडर को मैसेज दे। यहाँ पे रिसीवर रिस्पॉन्सिबल। So by using back pressure means storing data. In short, you can remember. Choke packet, transferring a packet to the sender, and implicit signaling. A signal is sent by the receiver to the sender that there is a jam. And explicit signaling, in this signaling, intermediate node sends a message to the sender that there is a jam at a receiver. These techniques are used for removal of congestion. But in above point, we have discussed about how congestion is controlled by acknowledgement, by windowing technique. Fine. Now this is a control, congestion control. There is
Now
one.
we are talking about conditions for the data to transfer. But on which time will we start again?
That's why in every technique, if, for example, I'm just taking it, choke packet. Choke packet has been sent by the receiver to the sender to stop transmission. And now receiver is free. There is no congestion. Then again that receiver will transfer a choke packet. Now I am free. और यही सिग्नल और ये ऐसा ही सिग्नलिंग आपको फ्रेम दे देंगे. जैसे ही हुआ वहां तो बहुत सारे टेक्निक, फर्स्ट बिट, सिंगल बिट एरर, मेन में हम लोग एक सिंगल ट्रांसमिशन को समझने में की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जब आप मल्टीपल चैनल बैंड टेक्नोलॉजीज के बारे में पढ़ेंगे तो वहां ये भी फैसिलिटी होती है कि सपोज दैट there are 5 channels in a link and only one channel is active, all 4 channels are not using their bandwidth. Then we have to provide, we can provide on the request of the channel user the bandwidth of the whole. 5 चैनल है, 4 चैनल यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, एक चैनल इस्तेमाल कर रहा है और वो चैनल अगर रिक्वेस्ट करता है कि मुझे और बैंडविड्थ चाहिए तो वी कैन प्रोवाइड द होल बैंडविड्थ ऑफ द. ये सारे टास्क सिग्नलिंग के थ्रू. लेकिन जैसे ही उसमें से एक यूजर एक्टिव हो जाए, इमीडिएटली डिस्कार्ड इजिबिलिटी बिट लगाई जाती है, पैकेट्स को ड्रॉप करा दिया. दैट यूजर इज. तो इस तरीके से हम अपने कंजूशन को भी सिग्नल के हेल्प से क्यों नहीं कंट्रोल कर. नाउ नेक्स्ट टर्म इज फ्लो कंट्रोल. ठीक है, बाद में पढ़ लेंगे इसको. थोड़ा सा मैं लगा हुआ हूँ क्योंकि कुछ ये ऐसे पॉइंट है, बस अब खत्म ही होने वाला है जितना डिस्कस करना. ठीक है.